Hi everybody, this is Racer Andy from MyRaceData.com. We are bringing you a race we recorded at Sebring International Raceway on Sunday, August 31st, 2025 at about 2 p.m. This race was on the modified school course, which is about a 2-mile configuration of Sebring, and the race includes both groups 2 and 3, which were combined according to the official results in view of impending weather. And it was sure a rainy afternoon, so this was a 20-minute race. And right there you see the Spec Racer Fords coming through behind the pace car. I'm going to give you guys a rundown of the field. That leading the way was the number 20 of Tim Preble from Lake Worth, the number 16 of TJ Preble from Deerfield Beach, the number 39 of Mike Baconowski from Palm City, the number 66 of Adam Fetterman also from Palm City, the number 30 of Scott Greiner from Stewart, and the number 35 of Adam Greiner from Palm City. And next you'll see coming into view the open wheel class. There's the pace car. There's the number 11 of James Johnson, the red. Number 11 was Continental. James is from Fort Pierce. Next you see the number 23 of Stanley Halleck. He's from Orlando. And bringing up the back is the number 1 of Grant Mitchell. And Grant's in a Formula X. So thanks everybody for watching. This is My Race Data. This is Racer Andy, and I'm going to let the original commentary start from here. Okay, and there you saw the pace car come through leading the Spec Racer Ford pack. And, pardon me, they have a second wave, which appears to be the Formula cars. So they may have actually combined those two races. So I'm not sure, but anyhow, so the Spec Racer Fords are going to be in the first group, and then there should be some Formula cars mixed in there too. And even though a Spec Racer Ford has a body on it, it's just a fiberglass shell. And they are primarily really open-wheeled cars. So okay, I can hear the motors coming up, and these guys are headed our way. I'll point the camera down that direction so you can see them coming. And here comes your leaders in the Spec Racer Ford race. And there's your leader coming through. And that's a kind of small group for this class. Sometimes that class has 30 cars entered, and it seems like a fairly small field. And I suspect what happened is a lot of these guys thought it was going to rain this weekend, which it didn't disappoint. It's rained earlier today. So, and there's your open wheel cars coming through. And I count maybe about 4 or 5 of those guys. So I'm guessing that they combined. That was what was going to be the next race. Was going to be the Formula, open wheel cars. So they may have combined the Spec Racer Fords and the Formula cars. And then after that, we'll have the E production, F production, H production, the GTL lights, the SBUs, STLs, and GT3 cars. So there's your leaders. And your Formula cars should be coming around here pretty soon. Now, bear in mind that all those guys there are primarily in just 2 classes. They're in the there's the Spec Racer Ford and Spec Racer Ford 3. There's your leader in the Formula class. There's your second place and your third place. And you can see those guys are having a good race. So, and I know I remember seeing some Formula V's and some various other different. So maybe they actually split the Formula class up. I guess we'll see. I go over and talk to my buddies on the corner worker station, and they probably know a little bit more about it than I do. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. This is Racer Andy, and we are coming to you live from Sebring International Raceway. This broadcast is brought to you by MyRaceData, and here comes your leaders. And we've got a pretty good race on our hand for the top three. And I guess there's about 7 or 8 Spec Racer Fords out there. And the top three are sure having a good race. And that might could go somewhere. And yeah, so, and here comes your Formula cars. Trying to keep myself hydrated here. We've been out here in Green Park since about 9 o'clock this morning. And here comes your leaders in the Spec Racer Ford. We have got a race on our hands, ladies and gentlemen, for the first, second, and third place, or maybe a car length apart. Here comes fourth. And he is just narrowly leading fifth by maybe 3 or 4 car lengths. So, and those guys have to work together, you know, to get anywhere. So, and there you see first and second and third. And first place looks like he's pulled out a little bit of a lead. And like I say, those I'll have to look a little closer the next time those guys come by, check their class markings. And you see those are very, very capable race cars. I mean, they're open wheel cars just like you see in Formula One or IndyCar. So that's kind of exciting and neat. Did you hear the race cars that time? Okay, we've turned that trackside microphone up a little bit. I'm not sure whether that's coming through or not. And the feeling that I got when I watched this morning's stream was actually that we were clipping a little bit, but that might have been because I had my own microphone turned up too much. So Now we've got the mic turned up out there trackside and let you guys really hear these cars. Okay, let us know how that sounds. And yeah, we're still working on the audio setup here. And the microphone that I'm using, you really shouldn't hear anything other than my voice through that mic. So maybe we had the cars turned down too loud. I don't know. We have a microphone sitting over there on the wall, and you can see how close we are to the wall. Here comes the pack again. Those guys are just having a banger of a race. So first and second, you can see, are only about a car length apart. Hopefully you guys are getting a real sense of the sound of these cars, and I think that's the thing that most people, when they get to the racetrack, they're so blown away by, you know. And so here comes your leaders again, and look how close these guys are running now. Now they are just really having a great race. The top three in Spec Miata are just throwing down, man. They're scratching and biting and kicking, man. And then fourth and fifth are having a pretty good race, and they are getting ready to come under direct attack from the leaders of the second race, which is in fact the Wings and Things. That last yellow car that just went by was a Formula Atlantic, so that is the open wheel class. They have combined those two classes. So you can see that this road here, that it's a little service road. There's the entrance at turn 2, and you can see, you know, it leads up to 3, 4, 5, and there's, you know, off in the distance you can see the tunnel and stuff. Okay, so here come your leaders. And look how tight a race those guys are having. The top three are just going at it. They are just nose to tail, man. They are maybe one car length apart. Here comes your Formula leader. And then there's your 4th and 5th place Spec Miatas. Or, I'm sorry, Spec Racer Fords. Here comes some Formula A. how's that for some racing excitement here? And it's turning out to be a pretty good day. It's not too hot. At this point, the sun is out, and so we are looking good to bringing you guys the rest of this afternoon's racing. Here come your leaders again. Look how closely packed those guys are, man. They're having a good race. And, you know, that one's going to go the distance because these guys have 2 long straightaways they're having to deal with. And obviously the second place has gotten himself ahead of, that's your 4th and 5th in Spec Racer Ford. And so the first two cars running in the Formula class are have gotten between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in the Spec Racer Ford class, and then then there's 2 further adrift, 2 guys in 4th and 5th in the Spec Racer Ford class, and 2 of those Formula cars have worked their way up between them. So okay, everybody, and we are right in the thick of a big old battle for Spec Racer Ford, man. And so here comes the pack should be coming through here. Here comes your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place in Spec Racer Ford, and look how close these guys are racing, man. They are right there, man. And here comes your Formula leader. That is a Formula Continental, and if I remember correctly, that thing has a V8 engine in it. And this is a Formula Atlantic. I'm gonna try and catch you. That is your 4th and 5th place in Spec Racer Ford. And so this race that these guys are having right now in Spec Racer Ford, you can see how close that 3rd, 4th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, you can see how closely those guys are. I can tell you that race, unless somebody makes a pretty bad mistake, that race is going to go down to the last lap because those guys need the draft. You know, they need the draft to go fast. And the guy in 2nd, you know, is probably sitting in a better position than things are starting to get that first Spec Racer Ford that came through the camera shot. What a great shot of that Formula. I hope this looks as good at home as it does for you guys as it's looking in the monitor. I mean, this is unprecedented. We've never gotten this close to the side of the racetrack. Can you hear those race cars, ladies and gentlemen? Jump on the chat for me if you can, and let me know how it sounds, and whether my voice is too loud or too quiet, whether you can hear the cars on track or not. Just please jump on the chat in YouTube, or jump on the community forum, or somebody send me a text message or something. Help me out a little bit here, because we're kind of out in the field and we really don't know how it sounds or looks. So hopefully it looks pretty good. We're learning. Okay, so thanks everybody for joining us. This is Racer Andy, and we are brought to you by MyRaceData.com. We are here in Green Park. We are watching a great club race. That's gonna call it a day for those guys. That was a heck of a barn burner of a race in Spec Racer Ford. I believe that first, second, third were no more than 2 car lengths apart at any part of the. You can see that the racers are waving at me. I'm waving at about. That's how close I am to the side of the racetrack, but those guys can see me waving at them, man. So, I mean, we are literally, if you look at this shot, I'm literally sitting behind the wall no more than 30 feet from the edge of the racetrack. I've never had this kind of access. I've never gotten this close to the edge of the racetrack. So hopefully you guys are getting some really good shots. You're getting a good look at these cars, and you're hearing the sound of them. Hopefully we've got a pretty good stream going.